I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. He was a big mess. And apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew his Powers. Heavy?
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you.
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up.
They always went at each other, pointing fingers away, and that is everyone's crime.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There's Powers, he's the Seal Samurai, and poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. I saw Powers trip and fall.
Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed her where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony.
He broke one of the props. It was a big mess.
You broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. There we go.
Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room for a stop after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot, okay. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. Huh. And it's clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right.
Are you sure, Your Honor?
Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else was not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
What? What's he talking about? More testimony?
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
Excuse me. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have been then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Alright. Let's see what we can do here. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30, true? How do you know that? Eh? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers.
Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking. Right.
No one else went there.
What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy? Old windbag sure has balls. Oh, well, you know what I mean.
All windbags have ways of skipping over important details, after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Anyway. You still keep saying it's Will Powers. It's not Will Powers. The hell? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
Hold on. Okay, so the objection wasn't the fact that she called Will Powers again, even though he's not Will Powers. It's that fact that it's photo 2, meaning there was photo 1, meaning you're lying bitch. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed those words. October 15th, 2 p.m. photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2.
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo?
Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only one data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Me? You watch your mouth, young whippersnapper.
The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
Wrong, but the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain to this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Agey boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
So help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Sigh, I see. Your testimony, please.
God damn it.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss O'Bang, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Fuck. Alright.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do.
Another job?
That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely on every one of those photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. Those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see.
How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part?
This is a murder trial, Miss O'Bang.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Whoopie's photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out a photo one day.
Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Well, who in the heck was in the photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? So, on the photo that you erased?
He was a boy, probably second or third grade.
What?
Order! Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about second or third grade.
Oh, yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in second or third grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spell.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right! As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy who is there, that makes him a suspect.
Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
October 18th, 11:08 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Fuck. Mr. Powers?
Yes?
Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal your camera costume. So, where does this leave me?
Doesn't look good.
Sniff.
You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick! What are you gonna do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right! It'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right. But if you pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go. Sigh.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Sniff.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Well Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough.
So, who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder?
It was a security lady, Wendy Allbag.
Who?
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the whole action scene run through? There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Allbag.
What? Whippersnapper! Order! Is this true, Allbag? Allbag? That's Miss Allbag to you!
Miss Allbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slept in the Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take a picture. If she was in her costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and raise some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, so you think I did it? Is that it?
Itchy boy, don't just sit there. Do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this whole way? Yeah! Go the whole way. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Allbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so wrong with the poor Amber?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute.
What about the other person who went to the studio?
The boy! The one whose photo I erased. He's only in grade school, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter.
When I was that age, I could print my old man in 10 seconds. Tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure?
Oh, or is it be nice to the kids on Mini or Alice Day? Whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Prove?
Indeed.
Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder?
Of course, dummies. Take that. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key?
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy, what was her name?
Something old bag, Your Honor.
Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Whew.
It's been a lot.
Wait a second!
I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking.
I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
This old bag? What is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk about?
By whom?
Huh? It wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been in the studios that day.
But if you're gonna go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Holbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to keep my mouth shut, and I always do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Oh, boy.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something.
So, you were told not to talk?
That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder.
Who are those people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So, where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Well, Miss Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but...
They said they had nothing to do with it, see?
Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and you still talked? I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask, but... I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can.
Let me see this one.
Oh, that was it? Oh, here you go.
But you're gonna go cookies me. I'm gonna let them get away scot-free.
Them? But who are these people?
Well, the director and the director.
Of course.
Directors will where? Go to the left. Monkey.
Alright. Enough. Your Honor, We have learned there were others at the Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss O'Berg, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
I understand, Your Honor.
This ends today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Whew.
Finally.
October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Green. Or should I sniff?
We'll be going out of the studios to do some more investigating. We had to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to give material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really been old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying some time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit, take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right! We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. Sniff.
To be continued.